What's tonight, for? If this team get beat, we in the final four.
He's a poor man LeBron, bro, when it comes to trades. It's like, you guys look at, KD, what you go
down 3 games, it's a quick sweep.
Not cap if you want to. Cap if you want to. Cap if you want to.
You know what's in me.
When I said that they let James Harden do the same thing and let Kevin Durant do the same thing, and they're essentially letting James Harden do the same thing again.
I said Kevin Durant should have took a 50-50 blame, and Westbrook should have took a 50-50 blame too.
Shout out to every motherfucker in the world because we back in this bitch. You feel me? Bust motherfucking down.
Let's get it.
Bust down. What's up, Moo? Back in the building with the boys. Boo up, be here when you be here. We know Boo up. Holding the show up and shit. But we back with another one, and you know we're kicking it right off, man. Got to talk about playoffs right now. We got Hawks versus the Magic. Magic is winning 87-90, 87-79 with 9 minutes left in the fourth. Trae Young got 26. Okay, I see you, Trae Young, trying to do something, but you ain't doing shit. Feel me? Whoever win this game play Boston. So, hey, bring it. Whoever won it, come get it. Now, I'm not scared of none of you motherfuckers. Burn your neck. All right. I see you Knicks in the second round. Hopefully the Pistons beat your ass. But anyway, would you think the Magic gonna hold it out in that one?
Yeah. Hawks have been trying to go on some steady runs, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Just watching this game, Cole Anthony has been on a whole nother level. And like you just said, Trae Young, he's trying to do some things. 26 points, 6 assists, which is relatively low for him. But yeah, Cole Anthony, he's been on a tear ever since probably midway to the third. You add that with and it's crazy because you're really not getting a strong game from really any of the strong players like Paolo or Wagner, but man, the other guys like we talk about, bro, they're coming in handy. So I think they hold it out.
Hopefully they can keep it up. I was looking at it. You got what's up, Boo? 10 points from Wagner, 12 from Paolo. You got another 10 off the bench from Anthony Black. You got 19 from Wendell Carter. So let's give Wendell Carter a shout out too. Mm-hmm. He's helping Anthony Cole keep that lead right now at 11 points. So do you think Mulich, the Magic, holds on and win this one?
What, man? What up with you, big dog?
What's the word, my boy?
You know what it is. Same shit. But I think they do. Like I said, not really too strong of showings from the stars. Wagner, Paolo, obviously, but with Cole Anthony, him shooting very, very strong right now, and he's playing with abnormal confidence. And Paolo just hit a big basket and won, so he's going to the free throw line. But like I said, Cole Anthony playing with abnormal confidence. Wendell Carter, he's balling out right now. But just the way they've been playing, bro. The energy's high. You see it just with the last Paolo bucket. After every shot, after every turnover, after every rebound, somebody's talking, somebody's going back and forth, somebody's getting the crowd into it. This is a young team that you can tell is really hungry, bro. So I think that they pull it out. Even though I'm not gonna lie to you, Georges Niang on the other side, though, man, he's hit some big shots in the past few minutes, bro. So if the Hawks can kind of maintain some life, you never know. But Magic is playing with a different type of energy, so I think they hold out.
Boo, how you feeling about this Magic Hawk matchup?
Well, I pretty much thought the Magic had the better team from the jump. I felt like, for the most part, should be an easy win for the Magic, I guess. I mean, the Hawks, they not a good team. I mean, I think the Magic would have for sure been better if not for the injuries to Paolo and Wagner earlier. So this year, but yeah, as it pertains to the Hawks, like they just not a good team. So I'm not shocked by nothing.
All righty. So you're thinking same thing? Magic, hold on, pull this game out.
Yeah, I can't really see a scenario. I mean, obviously anything could happen, but more than likely, I think the Magic could just hold on to the lead.
All right, then the other game we got tonight is Memphis versus Moore's team, Golden State. So Moore, I know you thinking Golden State gonna pull this one out.
Most definitely.
Most definitely.
Let's bust out my jersey later.
Bust out his jersey later. Do you think Golden State can make it far in this playoff? My question to you, Moo. Because if they win this game, they're playing.
They would go on to play the Rockets. Yep.
Which I don't know. It could go either way. To me,
ultimately, what comes down to it with this team is bad turnovers and defense in crucial moments. It's no surprise that the Warriors have a really bad problem with turnovers. That was apparent in the last game. They had, I think, 3 turnovers, 4 turnovers in overtime. That was really bad. Steph had 2 of them himself. So you definitely can't have that. But when it comes to turnovers in the late games and the defense in the late games, giving up too many easy buckets on the inside, giving up too many big shots from the perimeter or even just inside the perimeter definitely tends to hurt the team, especially when you don't have a real true defensive big man on the inside. As good as the job that Draymond is doing, we all know that he's not a true defensive big man. So that obviously hurts them a lot. Going forward, for this team, it's an intensity thing. They can run with anybody as long as they match the intensity, but if they come out lazy and going through the motions, it's going to be a long night for them. I think they realize that, especially after the loss they took to the Clippers in overtime. So every game is going to be a gut check kind of game. Nothing's going to be given, especially if you go on to win this game and go against the Rockets. That's the number 2 seed. They've been playing some really good basketball. They got a really feisty young team over there, really great defensively as well. And they've caused problems for the Warriors in the past. So every game is going to be a dogfight, and they got to come in with that mentality. They can't come in with, the thoughts that people are just going to lay down because they're the Warriors and they won a championship before. Nah, people are going to be coming at your head. So it's really just intensity, turnovers in late moments, and defense in late moments. If they can fix that, hey, sky's the limit.
What? Who you got in Memphis versus Golden State?
John, I'm playing, correct?
I believe so. His picture's there, but you never know. Let me see.
Ja is available tonight.
Yes, he is.
I'm more on the side of it's a 50-50 game for me, I guess. I think Memphis could pull it out for sure, especially if Ja's playing. I don't see why they couldn't. I think it's still all about for me. It's not necessarily that Golden State should win for me. It's more so like bad matchup, I guess. I think Memphis is a bad matchup for Golden State for some reason. They just younger, can get out and do some things in a game like this where, like Moose said, it's a gut check game. That don't mean to me, that don't mean that even if they was to lose this game, that this is a sign that they're gonna lose the next one, as far as Golden State. But as it pertains to the Rockets, I just don't want people to fall in love with a 1 or 2 game sample size of what we've seen. I know Steph had that 3-point game a couple of games ago against the Rockets, and everybody was, oh, this is the defense they can put on Steph. Like, bro, relax. It's the regular season. Like, I don't just buy into the whole Houston is going to stop Steph mentality. And I just don't think right now Memphis is still, like, for me, their seeding don't represent what they really could be for the most part. We all know Ja was in and out the lineup a lot this year. Desmond Bane as well. The one constant I would say who I think should be probably the depoy. Well, I don't know. I think he was had a strong case if Memphis would have stayed like a top 4 seed. But Jaren Jackson has been a one constant for the most part, and he's been pretty solid this year. So I just don't want to count that team out. I'm not counting either one of the teams out, honestly. I'm just saying, like, I think it's a close matchup for the most part. It's going to either be, Memphis youth overtaking this game or Golden State savvy winning it. So.
All right, staying with you, Boo. I'm next in tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. We got Bulls versus Heat. Who you got in that one?
I have the Bulls. They've been playing a solid brand of basketball. Kobe White's been hooping. Josh Giddey has been hooping as well. Miami, on the other hand, they're still Miami, still Coach Will. I just like what the Bulls are doing a little bit more.
Which?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm inclined to agree with Buak. Like you said, Josh Giddey has been hooping. Kobe White has been hooping. You pair that with the young kid. I fucking forget his can't really pronounce his name like that. Ayo. I can't really pronounce his last name, but my boy Ayo, that nigga been balling. Okay, bro, been going crazy. All right,
don't do the me.
You know what I mean? So like, hey, sometimes we get to those moments, bro, where you got those people's names, and it's just like, I'm gonna try, but
I'm gonna fuck it up.
You know what I mean? That's about it. I'm gonna give it a try. But my boy Ayo, he's been balling. So they got some really nice young pieces over there. Miami, they scare me, bro. Like they scare me, and not in a good way, in a really bad way. They are probably one of the most inconsistent teams. They will look like a top tier team 2 nights in a row, and in the next 5 nights, bro, they look like the bottom tier team, right? Like they just don't know what to do at all, which is crazy because a lot of that team, excluding a few pieces that were added from the trades and whatnot, they've been together for a while. So when they have nights like that, it's just confusing. But as of late, Chicago's been playing some really consistently good basketball. They seem to have a nice resurgence with some young talent, and I believe that they are probably tired of being bounced in the play-ins for the past few years. So I think this is their year. They get their get back.
All right. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So it's hard to judge just the top 2 seeds. The top 2 seeds is hard to. If you guys are going with your answers, I'm kind of thinking my train of thought is all the number 1s and 2s should win their games, meaning Cavs and whoever they play at the Bulls and Heat, Celtics, whoever they play at the Magic and Hawks, Rockets, whoever they play That might be the only one that's up a question.
Oh no. If the Rockies play the Warriors or the Grizzlies,
yeah, that's what I said. That might be the only one up for grabs. Yeah, that might be the only one. But then I'm thinking Thunder. You play Kings or Mavericks, you should be able to beat them. All right. So
Trae Young just got ejected.
You said Trae Young got ejected. Fuck him.
I think Trae Young just got. I'm pretty sure he did.
That's the way you end your season.
Follow it up with a trade.
Yes, followed up with traded to the
at this point,
Milwaukee Huskies.
Trae's tied to Atlanta, man. I'm pretty sure this is probably it.
He going to the Nets.
Yeah. If y'all seen what I just seen,
he going to the Nets.
It looked like he's tired of Atlanta, bro. He looked like
he's gonna compete. He gonna fuck the Knicks up when he go to the Nets. But all right, so we're gonna leave two alone. So the other games we got, I want to know who you guys got in it. We're gonna start on the East. We got Pacers versus Bucks. Boo, who you got in the Pacers versus Bucks rematch?
I just went across the ticker. Dame will miss the start of the playoffs.
Okay,
yeah, it took you a while. It took you a while.
Yeah. What's up, DJ? I wasn't even on the screen. That's why I didn't see my name. I'm over here looking at the bracket. See, y'all probably won't believe me, but I fucking knew DJ was gonna be here.
It's the beginning of the playoffs.
I said, that's what I said. I said, it's Tuesday. He ain't gotta probably work late, and it's the fucking start of the playoffs. Ain't no way he gonna miss today's show.
Hold on, who is that? Let me go ahead and pump up.
So that actually the last comment, the last debate we're gonna have might turn into something interesting. Now.
Man.
But
from Nebraska.
Hey, it's been a while. But bust motherfucking down.
Yeah. That's right, man. Bust motherfucking down. But anyway, Pacers Bucks, man. DJ, since you just popped in, who you got, man?
Man, I'm going with the Bucks. I'm just not convinced the Pacers are it, and I'm damn sure not convinced Tyrese Halliburton is it either. I just no. I'm not with the Pacers. I'm gonna take the Bucks because I think the Bucks got the best play in the series, and that's the reason why I'm gonna go with them. That's plain and simple.
Moo?
I'm going shit. I wanted to say the Bucks, but I'm like inclined to be like, nah, because the Pacers be doing some weird shit lately. You know what I mean? Like, they've just been playing real scrappy basketball, bro. And they done capped off some few wins that you probably think that they probably shouldn't have won. Two, I think, coming from some last second shots. No Dame on the Bucks isn't necessarily a good thing for them. I'm not saying that they can't pull out the series without him, but it definitely does leave them vulnerable.
He's out for the series?
Start of the playoffs.
Man. So I'm assuming he's going to be out for this whole series. I'm going to go with the Bucks just because you got a healthy Giannis.
I know y'all see white boy go off.
Yeah, Brook Lopez has been playing very, very well as well. So you pair that all together with and then on top of that, I think a lot of people forgot that Kyle Kuzma went over there. And he's actually been playing some very solid basketball. So I think they should be fine. But not gonna count out this scrappy Pacers team because, bro, just the past few games I've watched, it's just like they shouldn't have won them games, but they won them games, and it's just like, bro, what the fuck? How? So I don't doubt that there's gonna be a few moments like that in this series.
What?
Who, man?
Pacers Bucks. I know you gave your answer. I think
I'm inclined to go with Pacers. I think they just playing better basketball than the Bucks right now. I do know the Bucks got Giannis. We all know that, but I just think the Pacers score a lot of fucking points, bro. And no. The Bucks, if they defense was still like, you know what I mean, what it was when they was making these championship type runs, I would say, yeah, with a healthy Giannis, yeah, they probably should pull it off. But from what I'm seeing right now, and with Doc Rivers being this team's coach,
Oh man.
He's bound to fail.
Oh man.
not making any investments, just out there, guys, we gotta rally. You gotta get it together. You gotta come on, Giannis. What are you doing, Duncan? Like that shit's not going to win games, bro. Like I'm sorry.
It can't be all on Blake. You know,
Like,
it can't be all on Giannis.
Hard, we'll win
It can't be all on Giannis. We gotta do it. It can't be all on Giannis. Pat, I need you to knock it down and score 40 again like you did last game without Giannis out there. Man, bruh, I can't. I would still take the Bucks. I think the Giannis is the best player in the series. So, but man, the Doc Rivers point is very valid.
And then it's like I'm so afraid Doc still think he in LA and shit. I don't know what's going on with Doc. Doc could be out there, Chris, Blake. Like, what the fuck? Doc, hang it up, brother. You do not need to be coaching no more, bro. It's over with, bro. Just let it go, bro. I thought Doc was gonna ride off into, like, you know what I'm saying, the broadcasting career. Chill out, bro.
Oh my God. I can't breathe.
Let it go, bro. It's over with, bro.
You said let it go, bro. It's over with.
You got
All
your
right.
It's over with.
Next up, we got Knicks Pistons. Mulich.
Oh man. I had to catch my breath for a second because this nigga Boo-Wop had me over here dying. Oh man. I'm gonna say the Knicks only because them bitch ass niggas better not lose to the Pistons. Like, don't get me wrong, the Pistons have been playing some very good basketball. They got some really good young stars over there that are starting to bud and come into their own. Man, we all know how the Knicks are against the top teams in the league. We know that stat. So that's what I would say. You bitch ass niggas better not lose to fucking young ass Pistons with a new coach and a new fucking culture and a new everything, bro. Like, if that happens, yeah, we're flaming everything New York Knicks for forever and a day. Because
I'm definitely going to the Nets.
Like, you better win. That's my pick. You niggas better win.
Boo-Wop?
Bro, it's easily supposed to be the Knicks, bro. Like, I don't even want to talk about like how bad this would look. If the Knicks lose this series, bro, you have to walk into the locker room and immediately fire Tom Thibodeau. Immediately. He has to go. I don't care what's going on. He has to go.
I don't think he can make it to the locker room, bro, if they lose the series.
Send him straight to his car. You don't even
get an exit conversation, bro. Like,
let that nigga walk out with the fans from the stadium. Fuck that. You go that route.
At that point, his driver got to protest and he got to take the bus.
It's bad, bro. Like, I mean, this is a situation where you have to fire the coach, the GM,
the president.
Everybody got to go, bro. Who's a part of putting this team together? This I think they had the most expensive starting five in the NBA, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. You have to fire Thibodeau and bring a new coach in for sure. Like, that's the reality. I ain't gonna say break the team up. You know, you need to at least try and with a new coach for sure. But anything other than a second round appearance and potentially losing to a Cleveland or a Boston is a failure for this New York team. It's a failure.
DJ?
Real quick, let me ask y'all. Tom Thibodeau got any rings?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
I only ask y'all that because I get the same feel from Tom Thibodeau that I do from Doc Rivers. That's the reason why I asked that. But anyway, back to the topic on hand
Give
here.
it to Derrick Rose.
I don't even get that same.
Give it to Derrick Rose.
I don't get that
He's
same.
retired. Still give it to him.
Because Tibbs actually done created cultures for teams. That's the
Man.
Derrick Rose culture.
Look. What Doc Rivers lacks in coaching ability, Tom Thibodeau lacks in his players' ability to stay healthy because he runs them into the ground. But nonetheless, we've already had that conversation before, but you know where I stand with that. So we're not even gonna revisit that.
Give it to Jay Crowder.
Your players into the ground too. If you had keep getting the injury bug too, you would run them into the ground too.
So
that's what they're paid for.
We just talked about this last week about Jokic.
I'm just saying. So, listen.
And that's what's different. You'd apologize.
This series has a feel of the Golden State Sacramento Kings a couple of years ago, where Sacramento had this great season and people were like they were well on their way and experience paid off and Golden State won the series. And I'm going with the Knicks to win in this series. The Knicks really got lucky that they drew Detroit. And so I'm taking the Knicks in this series. Who you taking, Troy?
The Knicks better win that motherfucker. And I got the Pacers in the other game. And all right, over to the two games in the middle of the West until we know more about the seedings. But like I said, only game up for grabs for me will be the 2-number Rockets versus either the 7 or 8 Grizzlies Warriors. That's the only one, but I think the Cavs should beat the Bulls Heat. Celtics should beat Magic Hawks. Well, Magic. And Thunder should be Kings or Mavs. So we got Nuggets versus Clippers, 4 versus 5. DJ, who you got?
Man, I really want to take the Nuggets. Didn't they just fire their coach? Which was one. I seen you and Moo talking about it. It's like, yo, the description of how everything happened was the perfect way to line it up. I watched that episode. That was a good episode, by the way. Kawhi been playing very well. James Harden's been playing very well too. I'm kind of torn on this one. I don't see how the Nuggets could lose. But a healthy Kawhi is a monster. I mean, he shows he can still play basketball. But I'm gonna lean with the Nuggets just because no matter how good Kawhi is, they still have the best player in the series. And I hate to make it that simple with my pick, but I mean, it's a 4-5 toss-up for a reason. They're matched up pretty close, and I still think the Nuggets are the better team, even without Mike Malone coaching. I think Jokic will be able to put the Nuggets over in the series.
Mulich
ain't paying attention.
Nah, I was watching the start of this game. That's interesting. But when it comes to Nuggets Clippers, I'm going with the Clippers. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Not just because of what I've seen the other on Sunday against the Warriors, but just like I said, last Monday, Kawhi healthy right now. He's one of the scariest players, bro. Like that man has been balling his ass off ever since he came back. Not to mention James Harden. I think a lot of people are, glossing over the fact that James Harden been having an all-star season, an all-pro season for sure. It was a big reason as to why the Warriors lost that game and why the Clippers have been really good as of lately. You pair that with Norman Powell. This is a really scary team. I don't have faith in the Nuggets at all. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all.
Damn, son, why you had to do them like that, boy?
I'm not even gonna hold y'all.
But what? Oh, this nigga in the woo-woo world.
What in the world is going on?
I just want to let it play out because Mulich was like this a couple episodes ago,
I don't don't think this is your typical. Okay.
Yeah. Where is Bua? All right, Bua's experienced some technical difficulties. If I was Bua, I think Bua would be like, I think Bua's going to go in the Nuggets.
And I think he said the Clippers.
Oh, he said the Clippers?
I think he said the Clippers.
I don't know what he said. All I heard was but yeah, I mean, it's an interesting matchup. I would like to see, you know, the Clip. What is this? Clippers year, you know, Boston versus Clips. Who knows? You know.
Well, we know where you're going in the East.
If the Clippers win, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That might be the end of LA.
LA.
That might be the end of Los Angeles if the Clippers win, like anything.
Win the championship.
That might be the end of Los Angeles.
That motherfucker down.
Clippers fans everywhere is going to come out the woodworks. Second off,
I've been a Clippers fan for 66
are going
years.
to riot.
They say going to riot. They're going to be at the opposite. They're going to have a protest parade. They're going to have a protest parade. They're like
quite literally, bro. They're going to riot. They're going to
but
riot.
it is interesting. Kawhi healthy is scary. That's just what it is. Is Buap back? Buap, are you back? You joined us back. I think Buap's back. Mic check.
I'm good.
All righty. So who you said you got? Clippers? Nuggets?
I got the Clippers.
Ooh. You did say the Clippers.
Yeah,
DJ, but yeah.
Yeah. I just think it's not your typical 4 or 5, honestly, because when I look at what the Clippers been doing the last 15 games in the regular season versus what the Nuggets been doing, then you fire your head coach. Like, I'm thinking Ty Lue is one of the better coaches in the league. Like, he will be able to make the necessary adjustments if need be. So, and I don't think they have an answer for Jokic, obviously the Clippers, but I don't think the Nuggets have an answer for Kawhi.
Is Jamal Murray still out?
And that's going to be a problem. I don't know Jamal Murray's status. Like, how ready is he?
Is JP out my back? Is he in and out? JP out my back.
I think MP my back hurts. Jay is supposed to be playing.
All right. We'll see for how long. But like I was saying, it would be interesting seeing the Clippers win it. I think the Nuggets are in a similar situation as they were a couple of years ago with the Warriors. So we would like this. I would like to think that you would see Kawhi on a lot of those help defenses and those help defense areas where he could kind of get a lot of those loose ball. I mean, a lot of pickpockets, especially with Jokic. If they force him to drive because they ain't got nobody. Definitely going to have 2 people keeping an eye on him. But it'll be interesting to see if the Clippers could do what the Warriors did to Jokic when he was there by himself a couple of years ago before they won their championship. Is Blue Up done dropped the fuck out and got his GD?
Hey, real quick, how many games did Kawhi Leonard play this year?
That's a great question.
I can tell you right now. If they let me. All right. Kawhi Leonard played.
Only 37, huh?
Yeah.
That's a relatively low number. He should be fresh in this playoff run. So
yeah.
Blew up his back. It should be fresh. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know which way to lean. Like I said, I would think that, you know, the Clippers could definitely, I don't know if they have the personnel, but they could definitely, you know, try that same strategy Warriors had on Jokic before he won the championship. And I think the last one is, if I'm not mistaken, the last one is Lakers versus Timberwolves. Buak, who you got in that one?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Honestly, I've been going about this all day. Honestly, I want to say the Timberwolves win. I know everybody gonna be like, "Who gonna guard LeBron? Who gonna guard Luka?" I think they have more respectable personnel to guard a Luka and LeBron, right? Then the Lakers have somebody to slow down Anthony Edwards. I don't see nobody because they can't really play the Vanderbilt kid like that unless they're gonna run this small five. Like I heard them saying they might experiment with LeBron at the 5 to kind of, lure Rudy out the paint some, things of that nature. But if that's the case, if LeBron gonna play the 5, then that tells me they're gonna probably try to put Vanderbilt in there to guard, I guess. And I would just leave him open though if I'm the Timberwolves, if that's what they want to do. I really would probably leave him open or shadow him or something like that. The reality is you can't leave Rudy Gobert on the island with LeBron James, but you could leave him on the island somewhat with a guy like Vanderbilt, or you play a zone. Maybe. I think it's not even necessarily a 1-3-1. You could run a 2-3. You can run
old school.
Yeah, I mean you can get away with it though. Honestly,
no, I'm talking about 1-3-1. That's old school.
Yeah, but they don't. I mean, you would only do that if the Lakers didn't have like 2 elite ball
shooters.
If they only had Luka, then maybe or only LeBron, then you could probably get away with that. But the way it's constructed, you would just want to make them shoot. They're not a great 3-point team. Like, despite them shooting a lot of threes, they're just really not like a great 3-point shooting team. But I think the Timberwolves got the personnel, honestly, defensively wise, that can slow down, you know what I'm saying, that Lakers team. And I think
they're no more too.
This is always going to be my statement. I think this is where the stars are born, man. I think Anthony Edwards is a star in this league. And I think, for the most part, what I love about Ant is that he ain't afraid of shit. Like, he wants to beat you. And that's important. That's contagious when your star player is like that. Like, it's contagious. Like, he's not backing down to nobody. And I think he understands the moment too. This could be a scenario where last year I beat my idol, the guy who I think is the best player ever, in a sense. Like, I heard him say he thinks Kevin Durant's the best player ever. You swept that guy last year. Here you can potentially sweep another guy. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that guy, I think Ant has that, like, check him off type mentality. I'm checking him off. So we'll see.
Until he get checked off. DJ?
Man, boo, I love your confidence in Anthony Edwards. I really do. And everything you said about Ant is true. But at the end of the day, Mr. Choke You From Behind still plays for the Timberwolves, dog. I don't know how much of a factor he will be in this series.
Mr. I can't breathe.
I don't know how much of a fact. I mean, I don't know how much of a factor he could be in the series on defense unless they run a zone the whole time and keep him near the rim. But the Lakers might not have great outside shooters, but they're streaky. Connect, streaky, Reeves, streaky. They're streaky shooters. Even Shake Milton will get in and knock down a couple of threes too. I don't think Ant got enough to overcome LeBron and Luka. If it was just LeBron on this team with the team they started the season off with, I would say yes. For sure, I think the Timberwolves will win, but that combination between I think LeBron and Luka can match the intensity and output from Ant-Man. And then it would definitely come down to the rest of the players, and it's pretty much an even matchup from there. But I'm gonna take the Lakers because I think LeBron and Luka will be enough to offset that output from Ant-Man. And I'm a big Ant-Man fan. I love his mentality. I love the way he go at people. And you're right, he got a list, and he's checking it twice. But I think he's gonna come up a little bit short on this one. If he was to if the Timberwolves was to win this series, this would be a monumental win for the Timberwolves moving forward, because nobody would have expected them to be back here getting out the first round, going in the second round, especially knocking off the Lakers after they traded for Luka and look towards the future. So yes, I know you expect it, okay, but to your point. But to your point, it is a way closer series than most people are making it, just because they have Luka and LeBron. I think if I had to put a percentage on it, I would lean 55-45 to the Lakers, just because they got Luka and LeBron.
But see, here's my thing. Even though we're not talking about them, and I do think it's nasty, and I'm glad it's kind of not talked about. A lot of people don't think Julius Randle can be a factor in this series, but he can be.
Oh yeah, Julius can be a factor in the series for sure.
They don't really have a guy that really wants to guard a guy like Julius Randle either on the Lakers. I'm just being real about that.
I think Rui would step up to the challenge to guard Julius Randle. I don't know how good he would do, but he would take the challenge.
I think he would too, but that's another guy that the Lakers will have to throw in their personnel. That I don't know if that's the best personnel for the Lakers. Like, that's the problem. I don't know what personnel the Lakers are going to run against them, because this typical starting five that they would probably play, there's no defenders in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no real defenders. So, or at least a guy that can slow down a guy like Anthony Edwards for sure. So, I'm just looking at it from that standpoint too. Like, what personnel? I don't know. Like, this is going to be a great test for JJ Redick, honestly. Like, to see what type of deals he's going to be able to put out there. Because again, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle are like two of the most aggressive players in the league. Like, they're going to draw a lot of fouls and a lot of these things. And that's the thing I'm seeing that's going to be their keys to success against this Lakers team. Being aggressive.
Well, let me ask you this. Did Julius Randle learn how to use his other hand yet?
No, he didn't. He didn't. But I also think a guy like Julius Randle is tired of the disrespect too a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, as much as Cat is balling this year, right? And I'm not, he's balling. At the end of the day, Julius Randle led that Knicks team back to back. You know what I'm saying? Well, not back to back, but he led them to their first playoff berth in a while. Made an all-NBA team. You know what I'm saying?
That was me.
People don't give Julius Randle enough respect, bro. Like
that's
at the
true.
end of the day, he's not a bad basketball player. Everybody is not going to, you know what I'm saying, excel as a number one option in the playoffs. But he's no longer a number one option. He's a number two option. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's known that the entirety of the season, even though like last year, a lot of people would say, well, it was Jalen Brunson's team last year. But to me, I think it was both their teams still. I think in the playoffs, it got more established to be in Brunson's team. But the reality is, I think Julius Randle made an all-NBA team last year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they should have ran it back one more year before they pulled that trigger.
That's debatable. I think Towns is clearly a more suitable number two towards a guy like Jalen Brunson. But Julius Randle, I just still think got a lot to offer, especially if he just adapts that mentality. Like, I'm just tired of motherfuckers writing me off. Like, especially going into this playoff series against the Lakers. This is a team that let go of him as well. Like, it could be a lot of, you know what I'm saying, things in his mind that can, you know what I'm saying, like, this was the team that drafted me, you know what I'm saying? Like, they gave up on me, you know what I mean? Like, and everybody be basically giving up on me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like some motivation could be there. So we'll see, right? It's going to be an interesting series.
Moo?
Fuck the Lakers. I got the T-Wolves.
I got the Lakers. All right. I got the Lakers, and then I got the Lakers. If they don't pull it out, I don't give a fuck. But I do understand what Buap is saying, too. It's not an easy matchup, as people might think it is for the Lakers, because they got Luka, and it's going to be interesting. But not well. I didn't. That would have been a false statement if you said that shit, Troy. Moo, I'm just gonna kick it to you. Moo, turn to take over. Moo, hit us with our next segment.
So earlier today on one Pat McAfee, Rich Paul had a very interesting take. He said, and I quote, Wade, LeBron, and Bosh wasn't a big three. When you think about it, Bosh was the ultimate professional. He took a back seat and played a role. His words. Now, going into a little detail, he said that he doesn't believe in big threes. He never believed the big threes worked. He always believed in duos. He believed that when Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James came together, that they weren't a big three. They were more of a big two. They were more of a duo. And Chris Bosh understood the game of basketball and understood that he had to take a lesser role for the team in order for that to work. He also compared that to the Celtics and said that when Ray Allen, KG, and Paul Pierce came together, that wasn't even a big three, because even Ray Allen had to understand that he had to take a certain kind of role, and it was more looked at as a big two because the offense more ran through Rondo, through KG, through Paul Pierce. So he doesn't believe that big threes work, or that big three, that there's ever really a big three era to begin with, via Pat McAfee's show today.
I want to start with Buap. What is your thoughts on that?
I really hate niggas like him. I really do. I really do, bro. I really do. I swear to God, bro. Like, I really hate niggas like that, bro.
Second that motion.
Like, he's being a cornball. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, when they joined together, no, they found out playing the game, playing a couple of games, somebody gonna have to take a real backseat. I don't think the big three in Boston, they took a seat back far as production. Those guys played the same brand of basketball that they was playing. KG was doing KG shit. Paul was doing Paul. Ray Allen was doing Ray Allen shit. Now with the big three in Miami, everybody that kind of was watching this unfold, first question was, is there enough basketball to go around? Because everybody recognized what these three players was, especially LeBron and D Wade. Everybody knew what those two guys were. Now with Chris Bosh, was he a superstar? No. Star? Yes. Franchise player? Yes. Was he expected to take more of the backseat role? For sure. The problem is D Wade had to take a backseat. Chris Bosh had to take a backseat. Chris Bosh damn near got in the trunk.
Right.
Like, that's how bad it was. Like, that's the reality. So it ain't about Chris Bosh being a professional. He got into a situation where he had to, like, literally adjust his whole thinking, his whole play of style. Like, and that's cool. He did it for the greater good. At the end of the day, he got 2 rings out of it. But here's my problem with it. Nobody talks about these third options for real like that. Nobody went, like, if you think of all the big threes, right? Guys that we look at as the number 3, right? Just think of Robert Parrish, right? Nobody brings him up the way they bring up Bird and McHale. He was there. He was there, for sure. But he was clearly the third option. Clearly. Same thing with all of them. Horace Grant, third option. Like, the third option guy never gets brought up like that. I wouldn't say that was the case for like the big three. Like, they all played. It was just a perfect mesh of talent. It really was. Like, that's just what it was. Nobody was stepping on nobody's toes. Nobody really had to sacrifice nothing but individual numbers. Like, that's just not the same. It'll never be the same. I think Rich Paul is corny as fuck for coming on national television lying like he didn't know, he don't think that was a big three and all that shit. You saying that shit 15 years later don't mean shit because you seen the results. If the motherfuckers would have won, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, y'all would have been saying that was a motherfucking super team. It was a big three.
Yeah, with Superman, Batman, and Flash.
That's what I heard, honestly. I mean, when it came to the whole narrative of a big three and all this stuff like that, like when KG and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce, then when they all got together and when Rondo came, it wasn't really with that term wasn't coined, right? It wasn't a big three. It was they were what? I don't even think the term super team was coined yet. Like,
no, it wasn't. It was not.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't. It was. I don't even. It wasn't even a name. It was just like, oh shit, Boston. KG went to Boston. Oh shit. Oh shit. They added Ray Allen. Oh shit. Like, it was. There wasn't really like a name for it until LeBron and Chris Bosh and D Wade linked up, and everybody started calling it a big three and super team and this and that. Because even Rich Paul said it in the video. He was like, just because 3 of the best players from 3 separate teams team up, that doesn't necessarily make them a big three. And I'm like, yes, it does, because 3 of the best players from
it makes them the Powerpuff Girls
went to one team, and now they are the 3 best players from that one team on one team. They're a big three on one. Like, how the fuck does that not make it a big three? Like, just because somebody maybe takes a lesser role, that does not make them less of a big three. They were still all the best players on their respective teams, and they all came together to be one big three of good players on one team. So when he said that, I was just like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? And then he said how the shit didn't work. And I'm like, if you're going to sit up here and tell me that 3 players that are the best players on their respective teams come together and they all understand the game on a professional level to where it works because it's basketball and they win a fucking championship, does that mean that tells me the big three fucking worked? Like, what the fuck what are you talking about, bro? And like, when I heard the shit, I had to listen to it 5 times. I'm like, bro, this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard a nigga say. Like, are you dead ass, my nigga? Like, how did you come to that conclusion? That's quite literally the stupidest shit I've ever fucking heard. Like, when 3 players come together and they win a fucking championship, that means the experiment of the big three worked. I'm trying to figure out how you missed that whole fucking shit just because you want to give your best friend.
He didn't miss it.
Like, that don't make no fucking. It was just stupid, bro. Like,
they're just in the business of rewriting histories.
I mean, I'm like, did you really do that? Like,
they speaking from a hindsight mindset, bro. They speaking from a reality of people labeled them as a super team. They barely was a big three looking ass. Like, come on, bro.
We don't want to hear that, DJ.
Big three? Now they wasn't a big three. They
don't want to hear that.
Come on, bro.
DJ, what's your opinion and feelings and thoughts?
I got to move the mic closer, you know. Rich Paul got to stop getting on TV and trying to pump up LeBron's career even more than what people already pump it up. Come on, bro. This is definitely this is 3 Hall of Fame players in their absolute primes. Like, Chris Bosh retired at what, 31, 32? Like, he retired at 31. This is crazy. since they're not a big three, let's go back, okay? Chris Bosh, 06-07, 22-10, finished 7th in MVP voting, All-Star, All-NBA second team. You go to 2010, before he went, he was averaging 24-10, 12th in MVP voting, All-Star. The year before that, in 08-09, 22-10, All-Star. Every year from 2006 till this man retired, he made an All-Star team. He finished top 10 in MVP voting once. He finished top 15 in MVP voting twice. He was an All-Star every year. He took a back seat. He was in the prime of his career. They literally took the only real opposing players that could match on LeBron's level, at least to carry a team, other than Derrick Rose. Put them all to, oh my God. Put them all together and said, all right, go win something. This is stupid. This is dumb. Like, I don't even understand what we're talking about. Like, you this nigga Troy got you on his knee. Yo, y'all niggas wild. Y'all niggas wild.
That is DJ. I'm gonna casually rub my knee, nigga.
Hey, man. So this is man. This is an absolutely stupid take by Rich Paul. And then the minute LeBron leaves and goes to Cleveland before Chris Bosh has the blood clots and stuff like that, Chris Bosh immediately goes back to averaging over 20 points a game for the Miami Heat, which the Miami Heat in 14-15 were on a very, very good run the year after LeBron left until Chris Bosh got the blood clot. They were like top 4 in the East. After LeBron left, when they sit there and say every team LeBron leaves, he leaves in shambles. No, he doesn't, because the Heat team wasn't left in shambles. The Heat team went to shambles when Bosh had to leave because he had the blood clot. They had more than a winning record, and they were doing very well. It's bullshit that they always try to pump LeBron's career up. And I don't even know why Rich Paul still holds weight in the NBA. Yeah, you make contracts, nigga. Okay, congratulations. You represent players. Congratulations. That's what you do. That's what you do.
Damn, he said nigga.
Put that man in there, bro.
It's just funny to me that everything has to work out in LeBron's favor. That's what's funny to Troy. If it don't fit LeBron's narrative, it just don't fit him. And I know you guys might not agree with me, but Stephen A said this shit a couple of weeks ago within their beef, that if it don't fit his narrative, he don't like it. You feel me? And I've always been saying this about LeBron. It's always about his narrative and what he wants. And that's why you get shit like Rich Paul saying stuff like this, because then, right, who does it help? It does not help Paul Pierce. It does not help Kevin Garnett. And it does not help Ray Allen. So you can bring those three motherfuckers in it all you want. But you know who it does help? It'll help a guy like Chris Bosh, a guy like Dwayne, a guy like LeBron, because those were the three players on the team that you're saying wasn't a big three. When big three, Mulich, to answer your question, was the coin phrase then, right? You had duos and you had big threes. There was only one at the time, which was Boston, right? I don't know if you guys could throw another big three out to me around that time, because it was just Kobe and Powell.
Yeah, not off the top of my head.
On the other end.
Yeah, Andrew Bynum stayed hurt, so it definitely couldn't be a big three.
You feel me? So the only big three. Then the Heat went and made a super big three with the top with three of the top 10 players in the league. I don't think we would say that Paul Pierce, Garnett, and Ray Allen were three of the top 10 players in the league when they got together.
No, hell no.
I don't think we would say that. So that's a difference for me, right?
Absolutely.
That's a difference, right?
Even was the Miami. They was similar. They were similar. They were,
but hold on. He said that Ray Allen had to take a back seat. What back seat really did Ray Allen take? Because if I remember my Boston correctly, Ray Allen still was out there dropping 30 points.
Boy, Ray Allen was out there dropping game winners left and right.
You feel me? Ray Allen was still out there doing his thing. Now, did he become more of a jump shooter? Yes, but that was always in his game. It wasn't like Boston asked him to do something that he was not already doing. He was already a three-point shooter when he was in with the Bucks and with the what was it, the Timberwolves, if I'm not mistaken,
Seattle
Sonics, the Supersonics.
Yeah,
you know, he was already a three-point shooter. Did he drive more? Did he dunk on niggas? 100%. But he no longer needed that in his arsenal because you had KG, well, which Buop said, which is very vital, was still doing what KG was doing when he was on the Timberwolves. He didn't have to come to Boston and change his whole game. Paul Pierce did not require that type of effect. But even when we say back seats, Mulich alluded to it, Buop alluded to it. Wade had to take a back seat to LeBron too. Let's go from the first year to when they lost to the second year when they were still trying to figure out who's going to take the last shot. And then Wade was like, "It's your team." That's Wade taking a back seat to LeBron. They all had to figure it out. In Boston, nobody had to take a back seat to no one because they all played around each other. And that even is backed up by when Ray Allen gets there, right? People started saying it was a big four. I don't know if y'all remember that, but Troy does. It was a big four because of Ray Allen, right? I mean, Rondo, Rajon Rondo. You feel me? It's a big four now. Rondo was even to be able to get in there and give those guys something without taking away from nobody else. You feel me? So it's like when we say there wasn't a big three, hell yeah, Boston had a big three. I'm a Boston fan. I would tell you, hell yeah, we had a big three. We won our championship with a big three. You feel me? But we're not going to sit here and act like there wasn't a bigger one made right after I was made. And y'all can say it was to beat us. You can say it was to beat us, but if I remember correctly, there was a duo who beat us, not a big three. Who want to be
fair point?
Technical. You feel me?
I just don't think no matter what with Boston again, like the numbers say all these players took a hit numbers wise. All of them. I want to say Paul Pierce and Ray Allen was both averaging 25 plus the year before they joined together. I think Paul Pierce went down to 21. Ray went down to like 18. KG was like at 18. To me, that sounds like a perfect distribution of three great players saying
that work together.
No more. It's about winning a title.
Exactly. And it's like, yo, bro, we can't sit here and erase history for LeBron, bro. And that's the where, you know, why Troy don't like having this debate, because we don't erase history for no one else. Not to bring MJ into it, but a lot of people like to say nobody talks about MJ failures. Y'all don't talk about MJ failures. Troy bring up his failures. Like he didn't suck his 9 years, but that team did. That team sucked. Like we like to use that too, right? Oh, he was on a bad team. But we can't use that for Michael. Michael wasn't on a bad team. Why? Because he had Scotty.
What about those years before Scotty?
Why? Because he had Scotty.
I don't think again, like for me, and this is how I rank players. Like I rank players off of if I'm old enough to remember how I felt when that season started. If I didn't have you as a contender or a team that could win the title, like I'm not finna sit here and hold that over your head like that's a failure.
But with the greats, Buop, you gotta talk about the failures. We got it. It's fine, right? Failures right. It's fine. It's not, but it's fine, right? But it becomes, to me, it's when it's one-sided. And I think that's what Rich Paul is doing here, is one-sided. Because who does it benefit, right? Who does it benefit not to have a big three?
Well, to Buop's point, to Buop's point, let me ask you this, Buop. Would you consider 2011 Miami Heat a failure?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's all I needed to know.
That's a failure. That's a glaring failure.
That's when they lost to the Nets?
Yes.
That's a failure, yes. But that's what I just don't like. Boston they did some, and it was like, hey, those guys gelled together, worked together, where they all were able to still do what they were doing. When we go look at Miami, that's not the case there. And then the one person we didn't bring up because he's not in the conversation, the same thing Buop explained that happened with Chris Bosh happened with K-Love. The same exact thing that happened with Chris Bosh happened with K-Love. So it's like, you can't sit here and be like, oh, that wasn't a big three because K-Love wasn't the case. No, K-Love had to be the person that he was on the Cavs because that's what LeBron demands. Paul Pierce doesn't demand that. KG doesn't demand that. Ray Allen doesn't demand that. But a guy like LeBron does. Even Wade doesn't command that. Wade don't command that. Like Shaq was able, even in his older years, was still able to be Shaq when he went and played with Wade, the second best shooting guard in the league behind Kobe.
That's because the way LeBron plays the game, it's not again, it's not bad, right? I'm not saying it's definitely an all-time great way to play the game, but relative to me personally, to Jordan and Kobe in particular, his style of play alienates a lot of his teammates. It changes their games too much. Not necessarily the number 2, but definitely that number 3. And what people fail to realize is that if you're going to bring that type of player over and then he's not the same player no more, and the only constant is he's playing with LeBron. Like other people would just say that this player just fell off a map. Oh, he just wasn't the same player. But like more than likely, this player is not the same player no more because he's playing with LeBron. He's playing a different brand of basketball now. Like he's not.
Is that on LeBron or is that on the other player? The other player got to step up and play the game.
That's what usually like people that's like diehard LeBron fans or whatever, like they tend to lean towards that answer, right? They just say, yeah, if you want to win, you gotta want to change your game. But like typical third options, that's what LeBron don't be having the typical third options. That's what they don't realize.
Second option as a third option.
Exactly. He has guys that been franchise players before, like you know what I'm saying, like as third options. It's a difference. It's not the same thing. Like these guys have literally been the best players their whole fucking lives, bro, on their teams. Like now they come to a team where nothing is revolving around them anymore. Like nothing for real. So it's a difference in the number 3s that a guy like LeBron has played with. They're just not the typical number 3s. And you see it time and time again, like especially if they're all-time great type of players. Again, you just said Kevin Love. Let's just go in recent memory. Russell Westbrook. No, Russell Westbrook. Option to LeBron James and how people just killed him. They was killing them already. And I thought it was a bad idea anyway to juice. I'm like, man, Russ, they already own you, bro. It's not going to be a good look. And you at the crib too. It's going to be bad. And it was. So it's just, again, LeBron with these third options that's all-time greats, or not necessarily all-time greats, but just still Hall of Fame caliber players. And
stars.
Guys that's been franchise guys. Like, come on. You asking a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? They asking a lot of themselves. It's an understatement to say they was being professional. Shit, that's an understatement, honestly. Like, they were sacrificing their legacies. Honestly. Like, because it's players that get more respect just for playing with one franchise. You know what I'm saying? And sticking it out. You know what I mean? A guy like Chris Bosh, like, honestly, those 2 rings did not do much for his career. How many people were saying Chris Bosh is a top 10 power forward ever? Nobody. It didn't do much for his career. I'm just being real. He probably could have made more money, won less. Obviously, don't win the rings, but made more money.
Yeah. Listen, Rich Paul and
got more stats.
LeBron,
some shit that people love today, right? The stats. Love the stats.
Shit, that's what all I gotta say. Rich Paul and LeBron's team, shut the fuck up. Hey, LeBron should tell his crew, stop talking. Just stop saying shit. But he's out there telling them, nah, you guys got to do more interviews. You got to say LeBron's this more. You got to say LeBron's that more. We got to fuck Stephen A. Smith because you don't think I'm the GOAT. And anybody don't think I'm the GOAT, fuck him. You feel me? Fuck him. We ain't doing this. Rich Paul, I need you on Pat McAfee. You know, I was up there. You got to go up there now. And the one crazy thing to me, I don't know if you guys noticed it. Stephen A. did also say that too, that it was kind of planned. This shit was planned out because Rich Paul was already scheduled and blah. But listen, if y'all want to go on a campaign, like I know smear campaigns, right? Y'all heard of smear campaigns. LeBron don't go on smear campaigns. He go on GOAT pushing conversation campaigns because he's just got to be the GOAT. And I'm with Stephen A. on it. I know some people might think, Stephen A. said this, Stephen A. did this. I don't give a fuck. I'm with Stephen A. on this, man. Shut the fuck up, play basketball, and that's it, nigga. Like and that's just what it is. Like you getting bent out of shape, and now you got all your people coming out and doing on these press conferences and conversation, starters of LeBron's this and LeBron's that, and this is not this and this is not that. You can't fucking rewrite history, bro. You cannot rewrite fucking history. Just like fans. Y'all can't rewrite history either. All right, what happened is happened. Fuck the GOAT conversation. Ain't nobody the GOAT.
But that's the thing, right? A guy like Stephen A. don't have a plethora of. He don't even have like a right hand guy that got enough cliche, right, to go out there and defend him. Like LeBron has many henchmen,
many of them.
There in his name.
Mm-hmm.
You got Gilbert Arenas over there defending
Shannon
Sharp.
Telling Adrian Spears he got to come virtual and not sit on the couch. Nigga, what's up with that?
So Stephen A.
What's up with that?
Stephen A. almost has to stand up for himself.
And if I'm not mistaken, Adrian Spears said LeBron wasn't the GOAT too. So what's up with that? Why you want the nigga on the virtual camera and not sitting next to you, Shannon Sharp? What's up with that? All this LeBron agenda going around everywhere, bro. It's getting out of hand. I never seen a man push so hard to be the greatest. The world's got to recognize you, nigga.
I promise you, like the more you do these debates with LeBron and Jordan, I promise you, the people that's on LeBron's side of it, I promise you, if you listen to them, they're the most long-winded people I've ever met in my life.
I gotta tell you that LeBron did this. You want to know how many championships LeBron won without Kyrie? He won 2. You want to know how many championships he won without 8-3? You want to know how many he won without Wade 3? Like, shut the fuck up, nigga.
No,
it was from this guy to this guy to this guy. He won championships with different guys. That was the guy on a guy on a guy, nigga. I don't want to say that. Pause.
These people know the most adjectives I've ever heard in my life. I swear to God, you listen to a LeBron fan describe LeBron's career, they use every fucking adjective you ever heard, bro. Adverbs is everything, bro. Then you ask these people one question after they done. With all that being said, with him playing longer than Jordan, why hasn't he won more than Jordan yet? They never can. That's all you want to talk about is the ring. That's all you want to talk about. Listen to you, long-winded motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Boo Wop, you know what my favorite one is? You know my favorite one is, Boo Wop? Like, Jordan ain't 6-0. He's 6-9. And I said, okay. LeBron ain't 4-0. He 4-17. What you talking about?
Like we can keep going with this narrative. Wherever way you want to play it, we can play it. If Jordan still got a better win percentage than me. Like, this is what I'm trying to figure out. If
Jordan didn't have no game, he couldn't play against his own defense.
I'm so sick of people trying to convince me that because a player is more skilled than another player, he's just better. Because if you're more skilled, you should just be better than him. I should be able to go to something in your career and be like, yeah, you did this better. Like, everything suggested. Your impacts mainly suggested. Like, you did something better than that guy. But it don't usually be that case. It's LeBron is more aesthetically pleasing to these kids today, I think, for the most part. He's a freak of nature, athletic wise. Like, stats say a lot to these kids, honestly. Oh, yeah. I'm arguing with some guy on TikTok. He got like a coat on this motherfucker, man. These motherfuckers still in my profile pic. He got, and they all chat, bro. It's ridiculous. Like, damn, y'all, like, it's so bad with these LeBron kids, bro. Like, but
I'll be seeing it, bro. Trust me, I'll be seeing it.
Man, stop talking about my savior. He got my cat out the tree.
And then it's the other guy. We had him on the pod. Like, bro, I don't care. I'll be sitting on TikTok. You be in some of the chat rooms up here. That guy, grown ass man. Grown ass man. I'm talking about 40 years old. Your name is GOAT James Kingdom, bro. You are obsessed, bro. Jesus. Get it the fucking together, bro.
That nigga's working his neck.
Like, god damn. These niggas kill me, bro. They so obsessed with LeBron James, bro.
Rich Paul.
We obsessed with him because we talking about him. No, you're obsessed with your name is his name, nigga.
Your name is his name.
What the fuck do you mean?
He said, what is your name, Toby? LeBron, Toby.
These guys, they kill me. You can't even have a fucking conversation no more. Every other thing is, well, LeBron did this. LeBron, you know he's the youngest player to ever do this. Like, bro, god damn, bro.
They got songs about him, bro.
They got songs about his son now too. He gonna approach them like, why you putting my son in songs, man? Keep it about basketball.
They have multiple
Rich
songs
Paul,
about LeBron James.
You did it on purpose. You said what you had to say. You want to diminish the history, so you make LeBron look better. Wasn't a big three, it was the big two. Because Bosh wasn't the Bosh of the Canada, Toronto. You feel me? But listen, it is what it is. You can't rewrite history. You can't change history. History is history. And in history, it is written big three. And now some people have big three in parentheses, super team, Miami Heat, LeBron James, Wade, Chris Bosh, Eddie House, Cole, Chalmers,
Ray Allen,
Battier. You feel me? Listen, I'm not looking at a roster. You feel me? I'm saying this shit while looking at the book. I know who was on that goddamn teams.
Ray Allen was on that team too, and
Ray
that's
Allen came later. That's why I didn't name him. So you feel me? Then I guess when Ray Allen was there, was a big four.
Juwan Howard was there. That team, that team was nice.
You feel me? But it is what it is. You feel me, Paul? You can't change history. LeBron fans, you can't change history. And it is what it is. Every player goes through a funk where they don't win, and then they win. But the sport is about how much you win at the biggest level, at the highest level. That's what sports is about. So, and the wars that go on and that you get on along the way, I'll count those. I don't have no problem with those. But you ain't gonna tell me, if a guy played 30 seasons and he won, 4 titles, that he's the greatest of all time. You're not gonna tell me that a guy that could hit 2 3-peats in a matter of 7 years, it's this bad of a player as you guys make it seem like a picking games. I can't wait though. I'm gonna finish. This is my final thought. What's up, your favorite hater? Good to see you back in the chat. This is my final thought, and I'm gonna kick to you for final thoughts. You better go an hour and a half. We keep rambling about the shit. Fuck LeBron. That's my final thought.
Wow.
Valid.
That wasn't. I lost my train of thought when I shouted out your favorite hater, but fuck LeBron. But no, I'm gonna end on this. Like, it's okay for a guy that you like, that's your favorite player, not to be as great or to have a better career than another player. That is the game of sports. We cannot compare Jordan, Michael, Rich Paul, racing history to anything of anything because they don't meet in time. All right, these players will never meet in time. You feel me? But what we can judge and what we can go off of is how you play, how you make your teammates better, how much you win, and how much gold you bring home. And if we're measuring it by that Richter scale, those are the important things. There's other things that go into those are the important things. And we measure it by that Richter scale. Rich Paul, you are a bitch. DJ, final question.
Did y'all do the what, oh my god, this dude crazy. Did y'all talk about the topic what player could change his legacy the most? Did y'all do that one or did y'all skip it?
We didn't. I was gonna hold on to it for next week.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
like
Trying
that
to see
question.
it for hour 45.
All
That is.
I
a good
just-
question.
I just wanted to make sure because I was gonna get my answer if y'all had already did it. If I had missed it.
No, we ain't do it yet. I was
Okay.
gonna hold on to that one so we can have
All
a
right.
deeper conversation about it once the
Bet.
play-in tournament is over
Okay,
and
bet.
the seedings are set. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Yeah, actually, my final thoughts are going to be make sure you check out the shows, the lineup all week. Tomorrow, you got Gentleman's Talk. Thursday, you got PVT. Friday, you got Inside the Huddle. Monday, you'll be right back here with Basket to Basket with Troy and the fellas. Y'all already know what it is. It was good to jump back on and see the family once again. If I can get back, if I can get back on next week, I'll try and jump back on again. Hopefully, I get off on time. Boo up, man. You the one person I don't ever get to see, man. It's good to see you, brother. That's my final thoughts.
Mulage.
Fuck the Lakers. Fuck the Grizzlies. Fuck everybody in the West. Go Warriors. Bitch.
Bitch.
Y'all
Boo up.
know.
Man, you already know, man. I'll see y'all Monday.